Hola y bienvenidos un día más a Fries in Spanish. Me llamo Amy. Lucia is not in this video today, so you get me for the next 10 minutes or so talking about siete cosas de España, 7 more things about Spain that you may not know that I only learned by moving here. So if you're interested in that, keep watching. First of all, you may not know that the actual name of Spain is El Reino de España. That means the Kingdom of Spain. And Spain has a monarchy. At the moment, they have King Felipe VI. So Rey Felipe VI, which is 6th. And before him was Juan Carlos I. And before him, which you would have to go online and check out more of, they had a dictator and people don't really like him. His name was Franco. But before that, it was always a monarchy. So that was a little disruption in history, which you can read more about online. Furthermore, Spanish people, see if you can figure out who this is. Reina Isabel II. Who is that? Well, that is Queen Elizabeth II, our queen in England. And they call her Isabel, like in media, I guess because it's easier to pronounce. And interestingly, Prince William is Guillermo, and Prince Harry is Príncipe Enrique. So when I first heard that kind of threw me. So if you hear that, you can understand who they're talking about. Another thing about Spain is that if you ask someone, some people, a question, and they have a yes or no response, they will either say sí, or they might say. Now, what does mean? It means no. I'm not a big fan of it, but if they do that, that's just something they do. Especially Lucia, she does it. I'll ask her something, and she goes, and the finger thing. I don't want this. Thirdly, my tip for you when learning Spanish is to learn it as a Spanish person would say it themselves and not as you would translate it into Spanish. For example, when you go to a restaurant in England, you might say something, if you want to be really polite, like, if you don't mind, could you please bring me a cup of coffee? Okay? And if you wanted to translate that into Spanish, it would sound something like this, and they would definitely know that you are a guiri, which means a foreigner. You would translate it as, si no te importa, ¿podrías traerme un café, por favor? But in Spain, they just use quiero un café or me pones un café, and directly translated to English, that would be I want a coffee or put me a coffee. And it's kind of hard to get your head around feeling like you're speaking so directly, but here it's really okay and everyone says it. Next is something called una tortilla. Now, in England we have tortillas, we have tortilla chips, and we have tortilla wraps. But here, a tortilla is an omelette. It is made of obviously eggs, but it's cooked in a pan with eggs, potatoes, and depending on who you ask, onions. And a lot of people in Spain will argue over whether the original was made with onions or not. Just make it on how you like it. Following up with number 5, as I mentioned about the monarchy earlier, Spain also have a government, and the head of that government is Pedro Sánchez, and he belongs to the party PSOE, and his title is El Presidente del Gobierno de España. And if you want to learn more about that, you can Google his name and find out all about politics in Spain. Numero 6, we're almost at the end now, and for those who like geography, you can learn a bit more about Spain by searching about that Spain is made up of 17 comunidades, and Melilla and Ceuta, which interestingly are not even in Spain, they're at the top of Africa. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and search it. Last but not least is that although Castellano is the main dialect of Spain, which is Spanish, but it's called Castellano, it's kind of like the Queen's English perhaps. In different regions of Spain, they have different dialects, and you may recognize some such as Catalan, which comes from like where Barcelona is. They have Valencian, which comes from Valencia, and they're kind of similar. There is also Basque, which comes from the Basque country, which is really quite different to Spanish. And there is also Galician, which is kind of like Portuguese, which they're quite close to each other. There are many more, but they're kind of the main ones that I know about. And if you're thinking of coming to Spain, which is a great idea, you should consider which region you're going to and which dialect they speak. So if you're going to Valencia, for example, a lot of people will speak Valencian, but they'll also speak Castellano, and they will definitely appreciate if you try and speak Valencian with them, and it will help you in your job search too. I hope you enjoyed learning more things about Spain that I have discovered only by living here. And if you did enjoy the video, leave us a thumbs up, subscribe, consider hitting the bell on YouTube. And until next time, hasta pronto! Fifth, it's like fifthly, I'm not doing it. Number 5.